What's going on, Moon Gang? As we're kicking off the third full trading week of April, there's some pretty interesting things going on with both AMC and GameStop. In this video, I'll be going over some of the fundamental updates, the skyrocketing short interest numbers, and make sure you stick around until the end because I'll be doing a very quick technical breakdown of both AMC and GME so we know what price levels to watch when the stock market reopens tomorrow on April 20th. Before we get into this video, just so you know, I'm filming this right after the market closed on April 19th. The GME closed out the day at 164.37, which means it gained 6.26%, and AMC closed out the day at 966, which means it gained 3.54%. Obviously, it's awesome that both of these stocks were in the green on the day, but when we're about to see the increase in short interest numbers, I would argue that it's even more impressive because the short interest numbers, especially in GameStop, had a considerable jump today. Before we get into that though, just so you know, this trading platform that you're seeing in front of you is Webull. If you want to sign up and get 2 free stocks, all you have to do is check out that link to Webull in the description of this video. All right, so let's hop into it. Let's kick it off with AMC. Just a little bit of bullish positive sentiment news. New York movie theaters can raise capacity to 33%. The governor announced new Rona safety guidelines, which raised the limit from 25%. So as we're returning to this new normal, pretty good for movie theaters, especially with New York being one of the key states for AMC. As we see that capacity up, it's pretty safe to assume that on top of that, AMC's bottom line, the revenues will also go up. In terms of GameStop, 2 quick things. So I think there was 2 things prompting the excitement in GameStop's stock today. The CEO, George Sherman, to resign in coming months. We knew this, but I think over the weekend, the news was kind of spreading. His replacement has not been announced yet, but right now, we kind of know with Ryan Cohen becoming a chairman, he's been involved with GameStop for a bit, but more recently, he's gaining more and more power. He's clearly taking kind of direction of the company, making it into that e-commerce juggernaut for the esports sector. I think it's pretty cool, and I'm excited to find out who the new CEO is. But on top of that, shout out to the original diamond-handing gorilla, Roaring Kitty. Right here, this was his final update. He posted this on Wall Street Bets. He now has 200,000 shares of GME, which is absolutely incredible. If you've been paying attention to him, whether it's on Reddit, his YouTube, or really this, you can find this on his Reddit. Before this, he had 100,000 and 50,000 call options that he chose to exercise. There was actually a Twitter poll for it, and he did that, and now he's up to 200,000 shares of GameStop. As you can see, he's up 180%, a nice total gain of almost $20 million. Huge congrats. He's kind of the grandfather of this all. He started it. He's the original diamond hander. And in the end, his conviction led to life-changing money. So there was a big amount of excitement. The fact that he exercised, he's continuing to hold this position. And I wish him nothing but the best of luck. So that's kind of the fundamental updates for AMC and GME. GME looking for the new CEO. Roaring Kitty has even more shares. And AMC, we just see some of the bigger states in terms of like AMC's bottom line opening up to a bigger and bigger capacity, which is awesome for the company. So now let's talk about some of the interesting short interest numbers. So the short interest today after the market closed, at the end of the day, AMC short interest went up 1.61%. The current short interest of the free float is 22.8%. And the borrow change today, the shares that basically were lendable and officially went on loan, an increase of 2.35 million, which means that we can assume that the shares on loan may be in the range of 148, 149 million, somewhere around there. And just remember, the free float, the shares that you and I can trade of AMC is around 400 million. The utilization to start today off was 99.4%. I would be assuming this is getting pretty close to 100%, which means if we're at that level, it will actually be difficult to continue to increase the short interest. We need more shares to be lendable and then actually taken on loan to increase the short interest. So I wouldn't be expecting the continual jumps in the short interest and shares on loan like this unless more and more hedge funds, banks, pension funds, whoever owns AMC decides to actually lend it out. And I don't know if it will happen, but I think there would be a good reason for it just because right now the short borrow fee, the money people are getting paid to lend out their shares of AMC, is sky high. According to Fintel, it's just below 21%. I saw pictures, shout out to Kong Posting, talking about how the short borrow fee is actually already over 21%. So basically, and remember this, the interest people are paying is actually on a yearly basis. It's not like you're getting paid this per day. But right now there's good money to be made in lending out shares of AMC. So now let's talk about GameStop. Look at this gigantic jump in the short interest change today, up 14%. Right now, the current short interest of the free float is 29.2%, and the borrow change is just under 2 million. To start today off, we were just under 14 million, so this means we're now, like, let's call it 15.5. And remember, the free float for GameStop is about 45 million, so that's a considerable percentage. The utilization, a noticeable jump up to 41.83% to start today off, so I'm assuming after today it's even higher. And the estimated short interest 29.2, so very, very high relative to how we started today off. Pretty incredible. I was interested. The fact that GameStop's really jumped up today and AMC's has continued up that 1-2% each day, I think that kind of actually puts in perspective how strong the stocks were today. I mean, GameStop gained 6%, AMC gained 3.5%. So not only did they gain that, which every day is green is obviously good for us, but they gained that when there's like we could theorize that we were fighting off a lot of downward selling pressure. So I think, to me, I'm taking it as a sign that we fought off a considerable amount of bear strength today, to the point that we overcome the new short interest, and then the stock also ended green. So, and that's for both AMC and GME. I think that's pretty impressive. So I'm pretty excited to see how tomorrow comes out, but no, don't fall for any FUD. No matter what anyone tells you, this fight's not over. The fact that the stocks are green, the fact that the short interest on both of these meme stocks is going up, it tells me all I need to know. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. You got to do what's best for your own financial health, but I'm really, really liking what I'm seeing. Just so you know, in terms of the overall market, on Friday, we hit a new all-time high just below 14. Since then, we're coming down. It did get rejected right off this trend line. I wouldn't be that surprised if we come down to retest this around 408, 409. If that doesn't hold, I would then be looking for the 400, 405 area. That's for the S&P 500, an ETF that tracks 500 of the biggest companies in the US. In terms of GameStop, this is a look at its 30-minute chart. The technical levels I'll personally be watching tomorrow. I'm looking for a breakout of 168. Past that, we have 185. And on the downside, I would look for support at 150, followed by 134-ish. In terms of AMC, we triple tested 975 today. We just couldn't develop enough momentum to break above that. So I'm looking for that break. And really, this whole region is resistance, 975 up to 1010. So a breakout of 1010, I would be very excited about AMC shooting straight up to 11. So I'm watching this region tomorrow. In terms of support, I'll be watching that key psychological level of 9, and past that, we have 840. So that's kind of going on from a fundamental, short interest, and a technical perspective in terms of AMC and GameStop. I would argue, to kick off the third week of trading in April, things are looking pretty good for us right now. I mean, the fact that both stocks were green, with such a noticeable increase in the short interest. On top of that, we have some fundamental developments that are definitely positive, helping both of these stocks. So I'm pretty excited to see what happens not only in the stock market tomorrow, April 20th, but really for the remainder of the week. I would love to get your thoughts on both AMC and GameStop in a comment below. Don't forget that if you want this trading platform for absolutely free trades and 2 free stocks, check out that link to Webull in the description of the video. If you enjoyed this video, it would be greatly appreciated if you could drop a like and leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, because all that type of engagement really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. Until I catch you next time, from me and Chair, best of luck in the stock market.